In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to beat your competitors in business. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michael Tanners. I run a 7-figure marketing agency and own other businesses. I also have a free weekly newsletter called the Midweek Marketer, where I give away one actual marketing strategy every single week that I'm utilizing in my businesses and in my clients' businesses. If you'd like to sign up for that, click the link in the description below. All right, so like I said at the beginning, I'm going to be talking about how to beat your competitors in business. This is possibly my favorite topic of all time. I literally just did the Strength Finder assessment the other week, and my top strength was being a competitive person. So this is like a topic that I absolutely love. To the point that a few years ago, I had an accountant that I sent 3 emails to, and he sent me a bill for $500 plus just for sending 3 emails. And that made me so angry that I went out and bought my own accounting firm and have been building and scaling this accounting firm with the sole purpose of running him out of business. That's how competitive I am. So if you're anything like me and you're very competitive, I'm going to go over exactly what I'm doing to beat him and how you can crush and beat your competition in business. And the last one is my absolute favorite when it comes to beating my competition. So the very first one is having a better service. Now, I know that sounds very vague, but I'll show you exactly what I mean. Now, anyone can say, hey, my service is better than the other guy, but is it actually? The only way you'll actually know that if your service is better than your competitors is if you try it out. So one of the things that I have done when it comes to any one of my businesses is I've gone out and tried the competitors. So take, for example, that accountant. I know his exact process. I know exactly what he does, what he says, how he does intakes, how he gives me my files, how he does literally everything, because I was a client of his and because I went through that process. Now, depending on how well known you are in the community or anything like that, you might have to hire someone else to do this, but it's a really good way to go about getting another service from your competitor and seeing how they go about their process. And in their process, what you want to be doing is you want to be listing out their pros and their cons. So what they do really, really well and what they do really, really bad. Because the cons area is where you can go and actually beat them when it comes to your service and have a better service. Obviously, if they're crushing it in a specific area, you want to be beating them there too. But it's a lot easier to say, hey, this company that's my competitor is really, really bad at getting back to people. So we're going to prioritize that over everything else, is getting back to people. We're going to have that in our marketing. We're going to have that in our advertising. We're going to have it all over our website. And then when it comes to actually doing it, we're going to completely crush it. Someone reaches out to us and we miss that phone call, we are getting back to them within 60 seconds because our competitors aren't doing that. So we want to have a way better service than our competitors. The next thing that you can be doing to beat your competitors in business is spend more. Money is a fantastic way to beat out your competitors. What I mean by that is you spend more money in Facebook ads, you're going to be shown to more people and definitely beat your competitors. You spend more money on Google ads, you spend more money on mailers, you spend more money on employees, you spend more money on salespeople. If you invest more money, you're going to beat your competitors. One of the things that I do when it comes to my businesses or my clients' businesses is I'm always trying to spend more than competitors when it comes to Facebook ads. Now, obviously, I can't see how much my competitors are spending on Facebook ads. However, I can see their ads through the Facebook ad library. I can see exactly what they're executing on. And I can tell, hey, man, we can beat them here and let's spend a bit more than we think we need to showcase out to more people. With my accounting firm, for example, we run a lot of testimonial videos. So these are videos that I have asked top clients of ours to make. They're about 10 to 15 seconds long. We put subtitles over them and run these as ads in that local area where my accounting firm is. And none of the other accountants in my area run ads whatsoever. And if they do, they're just like a static image of saying, hey, work with us. Absolutely horrible when it comes to ads. So I already know I'm outspending them when it comes to ad spend, which is great. But I also know that I'm outworking them when it comes to creating the content for those ads. So if you're wanting to beat your competitors in business, spend more than they're willing to spend. Okay, this final one is one of my favorite, especially if you're a local business, and that is utilizing Google search ads to showcase before your competitors. Okay, so what does that look like? Now, with Google search ads, what you can do is you can go after specific keywords. So let's say you create custom trophies for sports teams in the areas. So you put custom trophies is the keyword that you're trying to go for in your specific area. Custom trophies. Makes sense. And maybe a couple other broader keywords that are like that. However, this is a great way to bring in leads. But does it technically crush your competition? I mean, yeah, if you're spending more on them. But a really good way to really beat out your competition is ranking above them with your ad. So, for example, let's say your company is ABC Custom Trophies. If your competitor is named Jimmy's Custom Trophies, take that keyword, Jimmy's Custom Trophies, and add that in as a keyword. I like to personally set up specific campaigns within Google search ads that go after my competitors' names. So maybe there's Jimmy's Custom Trophies, there's Sally's Custom Trophies, there's XYZ Custom Trophies, and I have every single one of those keywords as a search term that I'm going after with my ads. And basically what this looks like is when someone types in Jimmy's Custom Trophies, the very first thing they see is your company, ABC Custom Trophies. Then they have to scroll down to see Jimmy's Custom Trophies. Now, I will say this, if you're like me and you're a competitive person, you want to also play the defensive move. So you also want to go after keywords for ABC Custom Trophies, which is your company name. That way, competitors can't do this to you. So vice versa, if Jimmy's running ads, he could do it defensively and you won't show up there. But the point is majority of the time, they aren't doing that. And so you can just show up with your ad right above their website. It's a great way to take over their traffic and have that traffic redirected to you. Now, if you are a service-based company or a home service-based company, make sure you tell your sales team this. I have had multiple clients where we'll run this campaign and they don't tell their sales team, and what happens is the sales team will pick up the phone and be like, hi, this is ABC Custom Trophies, and the customer's like, oh, I was calling for Jimmy's Custom Trophies, and they'll be like, oh no, this is their number, you called the wrong number, and you'll lose that lead. I know, really dumb. But if your salesperson's good, they'll try and convert that person over, which is what you want to do. The point is make sure you tell your sales team that you're gonna be running those type campaigns so that you're not having that issue happen to you. So those are 3 things that I do to beat my competition in business. If you want one actual marketing strategy that I'm utilizing with my businesses and my clients' businesses through my weekly newsletter called The Midweek Marketer, click the link in the description below. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and I'll see you in the next one.